Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Petey.
And we're some of the Veggie boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. We can grow a lot of things on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. We're gonna get started on taking care of the animals. Dad asked that I bring some sawdust over to the calves first. It's kind of like a shovel. In our last video, you saw us cleaning out some pens and spreading manure. One of the pens that we did get cleaned out was this calf pen because we had a little bit of an issue. Some of the calves in the cafeteria are starting to get pretty large and they don't realize how big they are. Like this big boy right here, that guy, he's a brute. So they got a little excited and they were running around and playing. They didn't do it on purpose and they knocked over the water bowl, and it's an automatic water bowl. So when that knocked over, it just continually ran water. And well, we ended up with a small river system in greenhouse number 5, but we got it all cleaned out. Now we've got fresh, soft bedding for everyone. Like this little guy who's brand new to the farm. What's up, buddy? Yeah, that's a cutie. I just got the rest of the silage dumped into the feeders, and while I was doing that, the boys were moving things around. Dad got his truck unloaded, Daniel hooked the 100 up to the grain auger, and he just got finished hooking up the 130 to the feed grinder. Good deal. We have now got all the cattle fed, and while I was finishing that up, they started pulling some corn out of the bin. Now at this time of year, we are only doing 2 batches of feed. So we're grinding feed for the cattle, and then we're also doing a layer feed. There have been times where we have ground feed for our calves, and we always do a meat chicken batch. But we started getting feed for our calves from another place, and it's been working out pretty well, so we're pretty happy with that. We're gonna continue doing that. And we don't have meat chickens. So it's a little easier on us grinding feed at this part of the year. So we're gonna be adding a few different things. We have some protein, we have some calcium, and we also have some alfalfa that we're gonna be adding to the feed. Yeah, we got the pot filling machine out. Exciting times. We got our feed grinder backed in and now unhooked. And in the back of our potato storage, we had the pot filling machine, and it's getting to the time when we're really gonna start using it. So we felt it was the best idea to pull it out of the back of the potato storage. That way, when the time does come, we don't have to worry about trying to pull it out because we'll be all ready. In our last video, we cleaned the manure up on this side of the pen, but we still have the other side to clean up. We didn't have an opportunity to do it yesterday, but we've got a beautiful day on our hands and it shouldn't take too long to get this side cleaned out. Now, Daniel, what happened here?
You let rookies grind feed.
What happened? What's wrong?
You guys never tied the gates up, and then they all were running around all over the place.
So Dad was not happy.
Why? What happened?
Well, there was cows running everywhere. Apparently we didn't secure the gates tight enough.
It's a cow farm. What do you expect? Cows are everywhere anyways.
We're moving all the feeders and taking the gates apart so that we can get everything cleaned up. Dad just hopped in the 110. He's gonna run and spread that manure. This is what we were doing here. All the feeders have been pulled from where they were. We got the gates open. That way we can get all of this section cleaned up, and it will have things looking a lot nicer because the manure will be cleaned up and around the feeders will be cleaned up. That's the way we like it. All cleaned up, and now our gates are back into place. It's feeling warm out today. I'm starting to work up a sweat. We've now got all our feeder space cleaned up. We do have the wall in the pen and some corners, so there is gonna be some more shoveling. But for now, it's gonna be mostly equipment work, which makes cleaning up a lot easier. We're closing up the gate for now, just in case the cows get a little rowdy. It is lunchtime, so we're gonna head up and eat, and then finish spreading this afternoon. Now, after we got finished with lunch, which was really good today, we had something called cornmeal mush. It's interesting. Not everybody likes it, but our family certainly does. We made our way back out to the fields. Now, we had such a beautiful day on our hands, we thought this was a great opportunity to get the drone out and go for a flight. Now, as you can see, we're going to be working on spreading manure all afternoon, but we've also got another job going on. This is my cousin Tyler, and he is actually underseeding clover into our wheat fields for us. Now, before we talk about that, I wanted to give you one last shot of the manure spreader going out through the field to show you how much fertilizer we're getting down. Now, as Tyler is going out through the field, he is making sure that he spreads our red clover into our wheat fields, and he's using a pretty neat piece of equipment to do this. This is actually something that they built themselves. As you can see, we've got 2 spreader units on each side, and this is controlled inside the cab of the side-by-side. Now, as he goes out through the field and sows the clover seed into the wheat, this is giving us an opportunity to use our fields to the fullest. Now, what do I mean by that? Once the wheat starts to grow to maturity and then is ultimately harvested, we will then come through and take the straw off. Now, normally these fields would be barren until next year. However, by planting the clover seed, it allows us to utilize them even more. Once the clover starts to grow to maturity, it gives us an opportunity to harvest a late clover crop and then an early spring crop the next year. This is the clover seed that we are using, and I didn't expect us to go through as much seed as we did. Now, Tyler helped us to appreciate how this machine worked, and he mentioned he was happy he brought extra bags in the bag. Now, the reason why this is so effective is because they actually have a GPS inside the cab of the side-by-side. This allows us to make sure that we get as close to perfect of a planting as possible. This was pretty fun to ride in. The GPS helps you out a lot because when you drive out through these fields, even though you got rows, sometimes you go to the right, sometimes you go to the left. But when we look at the GPS here, we can see Tyler was doing a great job. And as I mentioned before, we used way more seed than I thought we were gonna. Bags and bags of seed later, we finally got all of our clover seeded, and Tyler did a great job, and we appreciate him a lot for helping us out. Now, when we got home, we got there to an interesting scene. Dad had all the equipment like parked into a fence so that he could move cattle. Now, it's never a good idea to try and move cattle by yourself, but Dad was trying it anyway, and it was a good thing we got home in time to help him. Since we got all of the manure spread, we got some nice bedding put down, we felt this was a great opportunity to get the animals fed for the night. So Dad and I worked on getting the cattle fed, and this kind of calmed them down, which was good. And then once we finished that, Daniel added a bale of alfalfa in, and you see those chickens running around? We got to get them put away. But that was it for the day. We were done spreading manure and done planting clover. We now have got everybody out at the dinner table, so you guys know what that means. This is where we're going to end the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.